Welcome to Chalk&Champagne, the podcast where we tell the truth about education.
After the bell rings. We're two Black women, educators, leaders, and school owners who've lived every side of this work.
This space is for educators, parents, and anybody wanting the real about what's happening inside schools.
We're talking burnout, leadership, boundaries, advocacy, all the things people whisper about in the staff lounge.
We love kids deeply,
but we're not going to lie to you.
So grab your wine,
or better yet, upgrade your taste.
Grab your champagne.
Let's get into it. A toast
to real dialogue.
Oh, that's good, girl.
That's good.
So today's episode, and I'm sure you all viewers are going to enjoy this one. And you can relate in any instance, right? Not just education. But this one is titled, I Partied All Night and Still Had to Teach at 7:30 a.m.
Baby, what was the day?
So, like, balancing that personal life, exhaustion, coming to school with a little rumble in your tumble, trying to make it work, like, that's real. You know what I'm saying? And like, how do you balance it?
Right. And you know, the question is, what happens when your personal life affects your performance, right? You know, most teachers, you come into this career right after college. You're in your early 20s. You're single, no kids. You just living a life. You know, you get your first apartment, your
real
first,
check,
right? Like, okay, this, you know, I'm the first step on the salary scale, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I want to be outside, and we're young, Black. You know, for me, I came back home when I graduated from Alabama A&M. So I came back home. I asked my parents, like, can I stay in your basement while I save money to buy my first house? And it all worked out because I went back to a school district where I graduated from.
Ooh.
Right? So I saw parents that I went to high school with, elementary school, and then I was teaching second grade. But not only that, the second grade parents were my age or older, right? You know, because, you know, it is what it is. Some of us had kids in high school or, you know, whatever. So I would go out and I'm young, you know, staying with my parents, or even when I remember getting my first place here. And so I'm going out. It was this place that was in the community. Like,
what's the name of it?
Girl, wait, hold up. Like, I literally stayed like 7 minutes away.
Okay.
Right? So, and I had to work around the corner another 7 minutes, so I was all in the same vicinity. The place was called Envy. I don't know if you remember that.
Envy.
Oh my gosh!
Tail end when I got here. Tail end.
Girl, like what? I was teaching second grade, and I remember seeing a lot of my male parents outside.
That's cute.
Girl, cute. Man, they looked good.
Grown.
They was like grown and sexy. Like, it was a spot. And I remember this particular time. Girl, I saw this man, and I was like, "Oh, Scholar Daddy, he fine. Oh, he was."
Shout out to Scholar Daddy.
Shout out to Scholar Daddy. I haven't seen you since, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing him, and he smiled at me. I smiled at him, but it was nothing like that. But I remember asking myself, like, "Oh, should I be here? Like, I'm outside with my parents, with my students' parents, you know." And then I remember I got a good friend who literally left Houston because, you know, shout out to Houston, because Houston is a vibe. You know, every time I go to Houston, I know I'm about to turn up and have fun. But she was like, "Girl, Kiana, I couldn't be down there because I will always see my parents," and she was like, she was feeling uncomfortable. But I never felt uncomfortable, but I always would ask myself, like, should I be out with them? Like, is it okay to feel like that, though?
And I think that's the guilt that teachers carry, educators in general carry. It's like, be myself in the city that I live in, right? Or travel and turn up. But it's like, you shouldn't have to do that, because what other profession do you know? Corporate America, whatever. What other profession do you know that where people cannot go out? I mean, these people in these bars be slither, like hammered, like all of that kind of stuff. And we have to have a double consciousness essentially of who we are when we walk into these spaces, because I'm not higher than holier than thou, higher than mighty. Like I stand on couches. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Like I wanna be outside.
Exactly.
I wanna have a drink too.
For me, I'm from Kansas City originally. Stand up. 816. Kansas City originally, so I moved here after I graduated college. So my experience is different from yours. So I didn't know any parents in the bars. I'm in all of them because I don't know y'all.
Right.
And I taught middle school, so I taught 6th grade my first year teaching. So those kids are 11. I'm 24.
Okay. So
unless you had your baby, shout out, you know what I'm saying, a little earlier, you know, you made it through. I'm not seeing their parents just yet because they haven't made it yet. So I'm thinking about, like, for me, it's a little different. I'm in all the places, and then I started getting older and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, dang, okay, now I'm seeing some of the faces. I never cycled down until I became an instructional coach to elementary school. Then I started seeing those because they probably faces.
I think people might be used to seeing us at grocery stores or in the mall and not seeing us
stuff.
Right, being out and like, shoot, you're young. And I even being young, what, we 42 now, and we still might see somebody. Like, so let me ask you this. When you became an instructional coach and you would see these parents, did you feel like you had to, like, shy away?
That's a good question. I did not. So one thing, and we'll talk about this probably in a later episode, is I've always shown up in spaces where I could be myself. If I'm in here and you in here, we in here together, you know what I'm saying? Should we even be in here? Well, you in here with me, you know, so I never really felt bad. It was weird, though. Like, you know how you see when you were little, you see your teacher in the grocery store, you're like, oh my God, you have a
teacher, Miss Jackson.
So that was weirder to me, seeing kids in Walmart, for example.
Did any parents ever try to talk to you or buy you a drink? I think somebody bought me a drink a couple of times, but it was more on some friend, like, not even friend, like, this my child teacher. Let me look out for my child teacher.
I had this one man tell me, not too long ago, you know, I was like, I used to be such and such's teacher in school. He was like, I ain't never had no teacher look like you. And I was like, and you probably won't, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, our teachers did not look like this.
What they be doing?
Was it clock it? Or it's a middle finger?
Okay. Something.
But our teachers did not look like this.
No, because,
you know, so that expectation.
A lot of people are going. More people are going into education now, right?
Yeah. And I think that more people are feeling comfortable being who they are.
Yes.
And it's about leadership, making people feel like, show up as who you know, your authentic self. They say that, but they don't really mean it. But it's like, if you have a leader that's like, hey, I had a team when I was an instructional coach, whole all-black leadership team, and that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that you can't have relationships with a non-all-black leadership team. But I was fortunate enough to have an all-black leadership team, and we would go to a restaurant around the corner, take shots, all that kind of stuff. It was the culture.
It was the culture.
Yeah, in that district where it's like, okay, we taking a load out. We serve children all day. We answer emails all day. We do all of these things. I'm off stage now. I'm me.
But that's true. But you with your building. But when you're outside by yourself and you with your home girls, you get a different Toya. You get a different shade. Like, so when do I not be who I really am? Because, you know, when I'm with my homegirls, I'm reserved. But when I start drinking, I hear my music, my songs, I'm finna turn up.
I know. It's like one of those.
No.
It's one of those things.
Right. So, you know, there's some T.I. come on. You know, I'm in there, right? So if I see a parent outside, down the way at the bar, do I not be myself? Like, because I'm going to always be myself. That's one thing about it. I'm going to always be Shay. But we have some educators, you know, who probably feel like, well, I can't go out in my city. Well, let me go to Houston. Well, let me go to LA. Let me go to Atlanta so I could be myself because of their profession.
I agree with that. So when I became an administrator, so becoming a teacher, it was different. Standing on couches, throwing signs in the club. Being an instructional coach, still an extension of a teacher, right? But a little bit, I'm out of the classroom. I'm more of in a leadership role. And then as an administrator, it's like, I don't want to be on I don't think that's a thing anymore, but I don't want to be on TikTok. I don't want to make nobody's reels. I don't want to be like, oh, this is the turned up principal, like Sexy Bae or whatever the teacher is. Like, I didn't want to be that.
Yeah, that's too much.
So to answer your question, I made an effort to I traveled like every month. I'm like, I'm going somewhere every month because I felt like I can do those things that made me feel like myself more. So to answer your question, yes, I turned it down a little bit as I grew up the ladder, as I went up the ladder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I would say to the people though, and this is Toya's take on it. If you feel like you might be doing a little too much if you feel like you can't be yourself, you know what I'm saying, in the bars or whatever. Like I wouldn't say do too much. I would say be yourself. I would say make sure that you're comfortable being who you are no matter what. Speak to the parents. They see you. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well say what's up to them, speak to them, and maybe I could have a shot, toast, whatever, and then just go about your day. But if you feel like, oh my God, am I going to be on somebody's video, you may be doing a little too much.
Yeah, you're doing too much. But I think what I'm trying to convey is, sometimes the partying isn't the problem. It's the recovery time. Like if you going out and being out all night long, do your thing, whatever. But if you coming back to work and you can't show up for kids, that's a problem.
That's the problem.
If you're not prepared, the lack of, instruction, your lesson plans, or you got to perform for our students, So that's the problem.
Yeah. And I think that's where that's essentially the purpose of this conversation. The line is like, if you could do all of that on Thirsty Thursdays and Way Back Wednesdays and
Taco Tuesdays, $2 Tuesday,
and Maybach Margarita Mondays, then you can show up for kids every day and take a nap. I used to take a nap when I got off work. I'd go straight home and take a nap because I'm tired from yesterday.
Yeah, tired.
But I showed up for children, or I knew what I was doing, or sometimes that group project may need to extend a little 15 more minutes.
Just make sure it doesn't impact your students. Is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Or don't come in irritable or upset because your stomach still hurt. Girl, that's not my problem.
Yeah, stay home.
Stay home.
So if you can balance it, I say this. So to your point, if you can balance it and it does not impact your children, if your kids are asking you, Miss such and such, what's the matter? It's impacting them because they can see it.
Yeah.
So I would say if you can show up for kids and put your best foot forward because they deserve that, I would say it's working.
But we all know teachers are a vibe, so we like to have fun. We might be a little quiet here and there, but
we real people. Like we young and y'all send y'all kids to us every single day, and we
got a life
hungover. So okay, so I would say this: live your life fully.
Right?
You live your life.
You only have one life to live.
You only got one. But like you said, still show up for your kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely show up. Be prepared.
So it's time. It's time for everybody's favorite segment. It's time for
Shay Shay's Class Clown of the Day.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Kenyana Shay from Chalk&Champagne. Please do not forget to like and subscribe at Chalk&Champagne. We got some wonderful episodes coming soon. See you soon. We love you.
This is where we highlight the mess, the moments, and the things that make you say, now, why would you do that? Whether it's a teacher, a parent, or the system itself.
So we're going to show a video. So we want you all to watch this video, and we're going to talk about it. I want you to get your true feelings and think, as if you were on a set with us. Just think about what you would say if this happened into your classroom, or if you were this student, or whatever the case may be. So we're going to play this video for you, okay?
You would just get up and teach them instead of handing them a freaking packet, yo. There's kids in here who don't learn like that. They need to learn face to face. You're just getting mad because I'm pointing out the obvious, and you're wasting my time. No, I'm not wasting your time. I'm telling you what you need to do. You want kids to come into your class, you want them to get excited for this, you got to come in here, you got to make them excited. You want a kid to change and start doing better, you got to touch his freaking heart. You can't expect a kid to change if all you do is just tell him. You got to take this job serious. This is the future of this nation. And when you come in here, like you did last time, and make a statement about, oh, this is my paycheck, indeed it is. But this is my country's future and my education.
I respect that. Can you go outside, please?
But there's a limit. When I'm not bitching, but simply making an observation.
Okay.
And now I will.
That video, that was a lot.
Yeah.
You saw exactly what I just said.
Yeah. So I do feel like he was super passionate.
He was tired.
And do you think, so based on what you think about that, do you think that that couldn't have been the first time.
No, it definitely wasn't the first time. You know, as adults, you know how you just frustrated, you letting things build up. He was fed up, and by this time, he had to let it,
let it out.
He had to let it out. And, you know, the kids watching it, and he's frustrated. He was like, if we learn something, like you just having us sit in this classroom all day, and you're not teaching us anything, and she just sitting there. I see this happening all the time. Like, kids are not learning. And for that, you know, respectfully, she's the class clown of the day.
I'm glad you gave it to her. I think that she deserves it. She earned it. She's sitting there listening to him vent, not taking accountability. And for me, I think accountability is important. It's like, okay, you're right. You know what? I could do better. Today is not a good day. You know, say what you got to say. Yeah. But that's not the first time that this has happened. Those students in the background are probably like, I'm glad he said something. Because our kids, and those are older kids, think about elementary school kids who don't know how to advocate for themselves. They come and they sit and they literally get nothing. They get, what did you learn today? Nothing. And they're not lying.
And this looked like a high schooler, right?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be preparing them for the real world. Might be a senior, and you as the educator just sitting there and not doing anything for this child's future. Like, no. And, like, let me pause here because it's not about dragging teachers, right? That's not what we're trying to do. It's about growth and accountability. The student was fed up. At the end of the day, the student was fed up, and we need to do something about it.
I think for the students, I would say this to kids, continue to advocate, right, as best as you can. And younger children, if you're watching this, tell your parents, like, my teacher, you know, just talk to your parents about what's going on. Tell them what you learned for the day so they can kind of fill in those blanks, because I think a lot of the times this has happened. He may have gone through the whole system of school and he's like, now I can speak up because I'm 16 or 17 years old and I've learned nothing. I'm not prepared for any of this thing.
Right.
And so when I think about me as a teacher in schools or as an instructional coach, every time I walk past your classroom, you're sitting at your desk. Every time I walk past your classroom,
you're not present.
You're not present.
You're not present.
You're yelling from the back of the room, sit down, or you're, you know, to little children, or you're, you know, essentially like you're not up at the board. You're not using your chart paper. There's something to say about teachers who are prepared but don't do the things to engage students in classroom. Preparation is part of it, but engagement eats disruptions up for breakfast. Like, you have to keep children engaged, and that's just what it is.
Right.
Those students want it more.
So I'm going to give you guys some tips. You know, here's some 5 tips that you should be doing instead. Be active. Do not just sit back at your desk. Like, be engaging with your kids. Your kids learn from engagement, not just worksheets. What does that look like? Turn and talk. Is it group projects, you know? Listen without ego. Yeah, that student was frustrated. He probably didn't know how to communicate that, but listen without ego. Miss Foot, this lesson was not good today, or I did not understand. Be respectful.
Receive it
and understand it and move on from that. Plan with purpose. You know, be intentional about your planning. Are you not taking time to plan out what your lesson is going to be? Are you not looking at the data? Because, you know, we all know data drives instruction, right? And build a learning culture. What does your culture inside your classroom look like? And so we can avoid all of that from that student. And so today I give the class clown to that teacher who was just sitting down and have nothing to say.
And shout out to that student who was able to advocate for himself, his peers, and now your video is motivating us to speak about it on our platform and other people to speak about it on their platform. And so I agree with the tips. I would just add a little bit of a whoop-de-doop. Like, you teaching high school students, yes, you can sit at your desk, but I would engage them in a different way. Pull up a chair to the groups.
Open dialogue, open conversations, because what we just seen was not teaching. You know, it was babysitting with a lesson plan.
Yeah, I like that. What was it?
Babysitting with a lesson plan.
That's a shirt. Good lesson plan. And I think the students deserve better. And to that teacher, you know, you have the opportunity to turn it around. So, you know, I agree with you.
Cheers to that. Yeah, this wine is really good. I mean, the champagne is really good, though.
It's Chalk&Champagne champagne.
Get you some of that. Okay. Y'all know what time it is. It's my favorite time of the show. This is where we allow people to write in, call in, let us know what's going on inside y'all schools, y'all districts. Want to get a little messy. You know, I love me some mess. Shay Shay loves that mess. So you already know.
It's time for Blackboard Confessions. Okay, so this is the moment where teachers, parents, and students send in their real stories, anonymous, unfiltered, and like Shay Shay said, a little. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Toya. I want to thank you all for watching our show. Before we get into the juicy mess of Blackboard Confessions, I want you to subscribe to our show, Chalk and Champagne. So hit that like button, subscribe, share, tell your friends. It's always education based.
Where the truth comes out.
No names, no schools,
just honesty,
unfiltered and unapologetic. You ready?
You gonna read it this time today? Go ahead and read the.
Okay.
Go ahead and read the confessions.
All right. So this confession title is called "Staff Group Chats Are Messy." Okay, raise your hand on the other side of this camera if you've been in a messy staff group chat. Okay, so this comes from a teacher all the way from Oakland, California, Bay Area. What's up, y'all? So here she goes, it's a she. On the surface, everything looks professional. Staff meetings are polite, emails are polished, everybody smiling in the hallways. But what people don't see is the group chat. It started innocent, just a few of us venting after work. That's typically how it starts. Sharing memes, talking about our day, normal stuff. But then it turned into something else. It's a daily thread of screenshots, complaints, and commentary about everything happening in the building. Admin decisions talked about, parents talked about, students talked about, and yes, other teachers definitely talked about. There are nicknames for these people, code names, inside jokes that would never make it out loud in a staff meeting. One teacher got observed, cried after. That situation was in a group chat. Another teacher thinks she's well-liked, but in that chat, they tear her apart. Every lesson, every outfit, everything she says in meetings. And the worst part, I participate.
Man, she still wrote?
She ain't done. But recently, she said she laughs, responds, and adds to it sometimes. Recently, she realized something. The same people that she sits next to in meetings or the people that she collaborates with are the same one typing paragraphs. So she wants to know. She feels fake, uncomfortable, but if she leaves the chat, she knows she'll become the topic. Now she's stuck. Does she stay or does she leave?
I'm already irritated. Just first of all, it was too long. Just to say, whatever.
The messy group chat.
I do not like group chats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them, period. I don't like them with my girlfriends. Because somebody always texting outside of the group chat. Are you going? I ain't going to answer it till you tell me you going. Like, just mess. I remember, I'm going to get to that point. I'm going to get to her thing. But I don't like it because I'm pretty sure that I was part of the group chat before. Mm-hmm. I remember being a classroom teacher, and I moved up the ladder pretty quickly, but I deserved it. I did my work. I had the best scores, the reading scores. Shout out to Foot Forward Solutions. I mean, I changed scores with Black kids, right? When it comes to literacy. My principal came to me and asked me, did I want to be a reading specialist? Girl, I got so many. Did you apply for that job? Did you interview? How did you get that? Blase. When I thought people was like me, baby, God was preparing me because, baby, they did not like me. I know I was a part of the group chat, okay? Mm-hmm. So, listen, get out of the group chat. I don't even think people should, some people are in a group chat and don't have nothing to say. They just don't have anything to say. I don't even think you should do that because it becomes messy. Then now you know everybody business. And then what happens when you and Luanda get into it?
Who? Luanda.
I don't know. Tammy. I say Tammy. What happens to you and Tammy get into it? But I mean some Luanda's out there.
That's real.
But what happened? It just become messy.
Yeah. No, that's real.
What? Why we got this group chat?
So I will say this. I think that I know that I was a part of a group chat too. I didn't necessarily, it wasn't for that same reason. I think administrators are going to always be a part of the group chat no matter what they do, right? Yeah. No matter, you can walk down the hall and you click-clacking too loud. You were part of the group
Not
chat.
Click-clacking.
Click-clack. Here she comes. Click-clacking. Not me because I wear tennis shoes.
You can't walk in those heels.
I wear tennis shoes. I was, listen. But I do feel like this. They're never going away. I was a silent observer in a chat most of the time I stay as a little bit of a silent observer.
So you was just in there and not having nothing to say.
I was in there. I didn't add myself. I was in there. I didn't take.
You read it
out.
though.
I did read it. I was in there, but I didn't contribute.
Okay.
No, I did not contribute because this is what I tell my real children, like the children that I birthed, and this is what I used to tell my students. Whatever you put in a group chat, it's screenshot, whatever the past tense form is. Come on, literacy. It is. It was screenshot and it was sent out. You know what I'm saying? Like you get those. Everything Toya said though, it ain't never what everybody said at the beginning. Ain't never what nobody said at the beginning. It was only what somebody said, not me, because I didn't say nothing. So I would always tell my kids, do not talk and text me. If you don't want, you verbally talk. Don't even send voice notes. So if you verbally say what you have to say, or don't say anything, because what you say is going to be captured and is going to be taken the wrong way.
And to your point, do you not know how many times different teachers go back and tell the principal everything that you already said? If you text or if you came in a classroom, baby, a principal already got a teacher's pet, okay? Oh, they talked about you, or they called the NEA on you, or this, that. They got somebody that's coming to tell them every single thing, and you will never know who that person is. It could be your teammate.
It's like XOXO Gossip Girl. It's like
because they're the teacher's pet. They want to get credit for.
And I appreciate them. I knew it was like, oh, such and such said this, or read this, or this is what's going on, or such and such quitting, or like not signing their contract. Like we knew what was up. So y'all think y'all in this group chat and all 20 people on the up and up, it's 2 people running down to this office as we speak, or
calling her when she get off, or calling him when they get off. Okay, call me when you leave the building. And we having those girls. A lot of teachers that's cool with their principals, and it's a lot of teachers' pets that try to be cool with their principals so they don't got to do their job, right? But believe me, whether it's a text message or you talking to your homegirl or your classmate or the music teacher, you telling them some gossip business.
It's no secret.
They're going back to the principal. I guarantee you. I already know for sure. Like I know.
We lived it. We said we lived it at the beginning. We lived it. We lived it. So I would say this to you, Oakland, Bay Area. This is my take. I think you're already there. You can stay in a group chat, but I would tell you not to participate. You say you chime in sometimes. I wouldn't even chime in. You can send emojis if you want to, like, oh my God. Or I used to tell people, like, chill. You know what I'm saying? I would be that person in the group chat, like, calm down. Like, y'all doing a whole lot.
You really got to get out because you ain't trying to be messy.
Or you can say things like OMG or y'all are a mess or da-da-da-da. But I would not participate fully because it's messy. And like you said, as soon as you turn a corner, they're gonna talk about you. They already got a group chat about you right now. It's just a separate one. You're not in it. 19 people, not 20, because you'll be the 20th. So I would just keep that in mind. You don't want to be a part of mess, because when stuff hits the fan, they're gonna say your name or whoever's name or whatever the case may be. I would just remove myself from that situation fully, or do not engage in the group chat.
I like that take. I do like that. So you can stay like, oh, don't let me look messy or be messy, but I'm going to stay in the chat and don't have anything to say. That's a good take. But me, I was just always the outstander. Like, people just, I'm a nice person. I didn't roll with a lot of people, and I knew I was that person in a group chat. Well, I should get that job or this, that, but I don't care. But if I were you, I would get out the group chat and just be like, girl, I'm just so busy. I got so much going on. Like,
get out of it.
It's just too much for me. Like, and I would say it in a nice way so they don't think you better or anything, but I don't care if they do, like,
Oakland,
whatever.
It's going to say Oakland left the chat, so
right.
they're going to ask you.
But, speak your truth. Always do that. I just get out, be like, girl, I ain't mean no harm. I was just busy. I got so much going on. I'm in school. My baby started preschool. Just you don't got it. You don't got that type of energy. No, my favorite line is, I don't have the capacity for that.
I don't have the capacity. So but if you want to know what's going to keep your ear to the streets, keep your ear to the streets. But
you probably got that one or two friends that will tell you. That was me. I had that one or two.
They'll show you.
Just, girl, let me know what they say. Let me know what's going on. I wasn't a part of it, but I mean, some stuff I did know. Some stuff I did not want to know. Like, correct. I did not want to know everything that was going on. Like, I didn't care because I didn't want that drama. I'm solution driven. I don't want to hear that. If I wasn't, I don't care if I was a part of it, but if it did not pertain to me directly, I didn't care.
Okay. So this episode we talked about a lot.
We did, like going out, baby.
Going
I had
out,
some time.
talked
going
about a lot.
Being a teacher.
Partying, coming to school.
Had to show up.
Go to the nurse office. You got some ibuprofen. That happens.
Or couldn't make it. I had the emergency sub plans
on
together already because I knew I was going out.
Wait a minute. I know we finna wrap it up. Wait a minute. So that one time where you like, I know I'm calling in tomorrow. That emergency sub folder was on my desk before I left the night before.
Already.
No questions. It was already ready. It wasn't an emergency. It was planned.
It was a planned emergency because I knew I wasn't coming in the next day because I wasn't missing Taco Tuesday. I really wasn't. It was $2. Like
so. Globally or episode wise, I would say this to the people: you're allowed to have a life, but your students deserve consistency. Okay.
And if your personal choices affect your performance, please adjust your decisions. Like, it's good to go out. Definitely have a life, travel. Yes. I remember going out of town, and I had to put in for a personal day because we couldn't put in vacation days. But
crazy, right?
But
it
never affected my performance. Like, I made sure my students were prepared for their sub, right? I wasn't outside, just being wild and a teacher in the neighborhood. Like, I had a nice life.
Yeah.
I still do.
You should.
And you need to enjoy it because you need that balance.
Yes. And so to that, burnout shows up in your work. It shows up in your behavior, right? So if going out and having a drink with your girlfriends or homeboys or whatever helps you balance that, because teaching education is hard. It's not an easy profession. You show up for hundreds of kids if you're, if you have a team of students, or you show up for your classroom every single day and these kids are looking to you. So if you need that time, take the time. Burnout shows in your behavior, but I would say address it before it impacts your classroom.
Those were some good tips.
Good.
I think for the most part, enjoy your life, but don't do too much where it's showing up in other ways. Make sure you still being impactful for your students, whether you're in leadership, a classroom teacher, you're in central office, like, enjoy. You have to enjoy, because this, like Toya just said, this is a hard field. It's not easy, especially if you're a good teacher. So, I think we did. I mean, we spoke to quite a few people out there today, because I see a lot of people outside enjoying their lives. So if this episode made you think, reflect, or feel seen, make sure you subscribe and share.
Yes. And it does not stick solely to educators. It sticks to people outside of education, no matter your field, right? So like and share, like Shay said. Send this to someone in education or someone who needs to hear it in general.
Yeah. And we'll be back with more conversations.
Okay. Until next time.
It's a real dialogue.